back to the Kyle Petty Show. I am your pal, Kyle Petty, and this time I am joined by Shea McMahon, who is currently or will be starring in the upcoming production of Cats at Seattle Performing Arts Center, opening on March 14th and closing on the 29th. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Long road to have you here because I didn't know we had beef before Christmas Carol, you know.
Yeah, we did.
We sure did.
I still think about it to this day.
It bothers me. It bothers me. I can't wait to correct my wrongs with Cats.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah. So as part of your introduction, why don't you tell people why you were not down with everybody's boy KP?
Yeah, well, it's actually a very easy story, and I bet everyone will agree with me. I was in a little production called Grease at CM last summer. I played Jan. I was very funny. However, I was so excited. Everyone was like, oh my God, Kyle Petty's here tonight. He's going to review the show. Just wait till you read it. It's going to be great. And I was so excited.
Oh
I read the review, and it gets up to me and Roger, played by the amazing Evan Torres. And it's a whole paragraph about Evan, how funny Evan was. Mooning is such a good song. And then it was tagged with, and Jan, played by Shea McMahon.
No, I do think that this was a little bit debunked during Christmas Carol. Because
a little bit.
Because I do also think that I mentioned that your vocals were fantastic. And anyone who knows me knows that that's a lot of what I lean into because she fancies herself a singer, you know? So like, if you made me feel good musically, I always think that's a bigger compliment. But, you know, notes taken, received. I understand what's more important to people too. So... But really happy to have you here. So outside of that, tell us some things about you. Anyone who's not familiar with Shea, what do you want them to know?
Mm-hmm. I'm crazy. I'm a good time. What you see on stage is really who I am as a person off stage. I love to perform. I'm a bartender. I make the best drinks out there, and that's not a lie. I'm also a teacher. I work at West Hollow Middle School, and I choreograph and direct their musicals. I love, love, love it. But really, I'm just currently on the actor grind. Trying to do what I love as a profession has always been a goal of mine. So that's where I am right now.
Yeah, you kind of dip and dabble in like a bunch of different like facets of theater, which we'll certainly get into. I'm excited. I'm excited. We have so many things to talk about. But first, arguably some of the most important questions that people want to know. People want to know, and me, of course, as part of people, need to know, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Excellent. Hot or iced?
Iced.
No. All right. And Duncan, no less. Okay. Very Long Island. Now, are you an early bird or a night owl?
I have to say I'm probably 50-50. I love a night out, but I also love to be up and like do my morning routine. However, I feel if my friends are watching this, they'll say you're not a morning person, you like to sleep in. But we just won't listen to that.
No. What time is like sleeping into you?
Oh, I am notorious for sleeping till like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's beyond sleeping in. That's like sleeping again.
Depends on if I was being a night owl the night before. So
right, were you bartending? Right, there's a lot of
if I was out with the girls, like there's a lot of factors.
Or as they say, it's really supposed to be tending bar. All right, people have corrected me about this a lot. These foo people. Now, guac or salsa?
Oh, guac.
Excellent. Yeah, me too. Vacation or staycation?
Vacation. Sometimes you just need to get out. I love getting away, hopping on a plane, like a little impromptu trip.
Oh, nice. That was my next question. Like, how do you like to travel? Like, you know, plane, train, or automobiles?
Oof. I'm gonna have to say plane. I get me there the quickest. I don't want to sit in traffic. I don't want to feel like I'm traveling. Like luckily I can fall asleep on a plane, and I love to just I'll like pass out and then I'll wake up and we're already
And
where
you're
we're
there.
supposed to be.
Yeah,
So like that's like the best for me. That's
that's
what I
fair.
like.
Oh, I love a good train. I love a good
Yeah.
train. Yeah, I love Amtrak, because the paths that it takes you through, it's not like you're riding alongside like parkways and things. Like you're going through
Right.
like very lush landscapes. Like this is what
Mm.
exploring America is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting to like see it all. Yeah,
Right.
and I like the gentle sway and the chugga chuggas. It's really
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
I've actually only like rid the LIR and the subway. Like I've never actually
Mm.
done an Amtrak travel before, so I feel like I have to
Oh yeah, it's a
like
whole
do
like
that now.
community. Like when you're on one of those day long trips,
Yeah.
like you go to the cafe car, you can always find somebody who wants to play cards and stuff. Like you're playing spades, you're having some wine. Like it's like you have like a whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
have
it's
to try
great.
this
It's great.
out.
Mm-hmm. Now peanut butter, crunchy or smooth?
Smooth. I do not want to,
Oh,
no, I do not want to chew on my peanut butter.
so you would rather just one big mouthful of goo
Yes. Like I'll
and
lick
the
the
double down,
spoon.
good for you.
I will lick the spoon. I do not care. I don't want to be chewing on my peanut butter.
Okay, I like it. Now, what brand? What brand though?
Oh, Jiffy.
Uh,
Classic.
well, it's Jif.
Well, oh my God, guys, Kyle Petty hates me.
That could not be further than the truth. It's like, what am I supposed to say? I just sit here like, yeah, well, Jiffy. I mean, you
Jiffy.
can't validate it. You have to say something. Like,
Jif. What other peanut butter brands
it's
are there?
Skippy. There's Skippy.
I combined the two.
You
So
did. You
that's a
did.
new brand.
Yeah.
It's Jif and Skippy together, Jiffy.
Yes.
And now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm fully thinking of Jiffy Lube, like that, like the car
Ooh.
mechanic.
Yeah. Don't bring your car there.
No.
Jiffy Lube is the absolute worst. Like
Yeah,
I've
no.
addressed this on podcasts like
Stay
years ago.
away.
I went once. They didn't put my oil thing back correctly, and like it was like ding, ding, dinging all the way down the road. They will bust up like your windshield wipers and stuff like that if you don't want extra service. Like Jiffy Lube is one big fraud. So you might be in and out, but you're gonna be right back someplace else. You did not save time. You did not save money. Jiffy Lube is not it.
All
Jiffy
right.
Lube is not the move. All right.
Staying away from Jiffy Lube.
Yes, please. But all right. So that's that. So
Easy.
Cats is opening this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us some things about Cats. I saw this years ago as a child at the Winter Garden Theater. And all I remember is, people this in very like tight costumes. Like that's the most I
Very,
remember.
and that's correct. Very tight costumes. You get extremely close with your castmates day one.
I would imagine so, because you're seeing everybody's naughty bits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what is it actually about?
And that is a great question, Kyle, because a lot of people will go and see it and not ever know what it's about. I have been an extreme long-standing Cats fan. Like it was the first musical introduced to me. It's actually the show that made me want to become a performer.
Oh.
I was like a little 3-year-old girl being babysat, and what my babysitter put on the TV was the pro shot. And I watched that and I fell in love. And then after that, of course, after that was Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. But I would be running around my house singing Memory as a little kid. So this really is like bucket list central for me, like checking this off. It's been really like rewarding being a part of it. But the show itself is based on a series of poems, and the storyline, what you take away from Cats is what you want to, basically. Like everyone takes away something different from the show.
Okay.
Grisabella's number Memory is, I feel like a lot of people can connect with and take away from that. It's about longing and wanting to find your happiness and your true place of where you belong. It's really what you allow yourself to go in and see is what it's about. If you want to talk surface level, it really is just a bunch of cats choosing who gets to die next. But
okay.
It's really like a competition. You get to meet all these different old cats that they want to send to the Heaviside Lair, aka heaven. But you could take a lot of different meanings and messages from the show itself, not just, oh, which cat do you want to die?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little bit of a deeper response than I was expecting. So if this was
Oh,
something, no, which is like certainly great. So if this is something that you were drawn to as a 3-year-old, then what about the show appealed to you then?
I think it was like the spectacle of it all,
Mm,
like the music, the dancing, the set, the lights, like it was very engaging to watch as a kid. What do I remember from being 3, but clearly something because it stuck with me from
right,
then. And like my mom would tell me stories about once I saw that I wouldn't stop wanting to watch it. Like I would always ask to watch Cats. I would always go around singing it in the house.
oh,
But I think as a kid, like, it's such a big show that there's nothing that bores you.
hmm,
You're always
hmm.
watching something, you're always being pulled in by whether it's the dancing, the lights, like it's really just a showstopper of a show. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's fun to watch, it's fun to listen to, it makes you feel things.
Okay, I like that. So you as a choreographer, obviously, and I know dance is really special to you, very essential to who you are as a creative as well. So who choreographed this production?
Our director was also the choreographer, Jojo
Oh,
Manasi, my
putting in
dear
double
friend.
time. Yeah, putting in double
Yeah,
time.
double
Okay.
time. Insane creative, like so smart. And a lot of it is his own original work, like in the flair, but we still pay homage to the original Jenny Lin choreo that
Hmm.
usually everyone expects when they see the show. Everyone is waiting to see this, they will pull out all those themes that you would recognize from the staged version,
Hmm.
but with JoJo's own flair, which honestly makes it more modern and more exciting,
Mm, right.
makes it different.
Okay.
You don't know what you're going to see.
I'm excited to see this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is something I don't know anything about. So often on Long Island, we see shows we've already seen before, and this is just this person's take. This is this person as this character, but everything else is kind of the same. This is going to
Mm-hmm.
feel brand new because I haven't seen Cats done on Long Island in really like quite some time.
Yeah.
Um, who are you in this?
I play Jenny Anydots, the tap dancing Gumby cat.
Ooh,
And
we
yeah,
love a Shay Tap number.
yes, we do. And I also understudy Grisabella and Rumpelteazer.
Excellent. Do you have a
Mhm.
show as either of those already, or is this is just in
Yes,
case something happens?
Rumpelteazer. I have a show, I believe, the 21st.
The 21st. Okay. Oh,
Hmm.
that's that following Saturday.
Hmm.
Just want to
So it's
mark that
coming up.
down. Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
Hmm.
Now, did you see the movie? Yeah.
No, I did not.
Critically panned.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. As a Cats fan, I did not want to see it.
Fair.
I've heard a lot though, like they've changed some things, they've changed storylines, they've changed the music, and I'm like, if you're
Oh,
watching Cats, you're watching it for
Cats.
Cats. You're
Yeah.
waiting for that Andrew Lloyd Webber, the classic songs. You're waiting for those classic themes in the music.
Hmm.
And I've heard some of that was lacking, and I was like, I'm not watching this.
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want this to ruin like the image of
No.
like something that I care about so greatly. That's
Right.
completely fair. Yeah. So what is it about Jenny Any Dots that drew you to this character, and why did you want to play her?
I love tapping. Like tapping
Mm,
is one of my like strengths, my passions. Like
hmm.
I love doing a tap number. Um, and Jenny has this insane tap break in her song that everybody looks forward to. It's really like I would call it the 11 o'clock number, but it's not. It's the third number in the show. So it's just such a ah, why can't I think of words? I don't know how to describe it, but it's really like when you see it, like there's so many of us on stage, like you get both the comedic parts of her and then she has like a little reveal and then she does a little dance for you, and you're like, oh, I like this cat.
Yeah, so it's just it's fun and
Yeah,
it's rewarding. It sounds like, you know, her personality kind of matches yours too. Just
very
just kind of
much.
bright, enjoying being like the center of attention, but not in a sassy way. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
we like, yeah, of course. Excellent.
And when I was thinking of the concept with JoJo, because me and JoJo are very close, and the minute we
Hmm.
knew Cats was happening and that he was on as the director, he came to me asking to scenic design. And when we were talking about the direction we were going with it, we came up with an idea for Jenny. And instantly I was like, oh, I need to be her because it's just me. So she's
Hmm.
essentially the like clown cat, and I am the clown of the cast. Like I'm very much class clown. I love making people laugh. It's who I am. I love being
Hmm.
silly. So when we figured out that we wanted to go in the clown direction for her, I was like, she just
Nice.
resonates more with me. I want to be a goofball, and then I want to do my little tap number
Hmm.
and then dance my butt off the rest of the show.
I love that.
Yeah.
And this is really blending a lot of different things for you, right? Because you're not just a performer. We talked about this before. You've also choreographed and you
Hmm.
are the set designer for Cats. So, how
I
did you
am.
get into all those different avenues in theater?
So I went to college. I went to SUNY Cortland for musical theater.
Mm,
And while I was there, we do a class in the shop, to just learn all the ways of the tech side of the world. But I honestly really loved it. So I became the tech intern. So when I wasn't in class or I wasn't at rehearsal, I spent my time in the shop.
mm,
I would help with building the sets. I would help with scenic painting. I did light design, running the board. Like I really learned every aspect of the tech side, and I loved it. Like still being able to be a part of the art and the work and helping form the world that the actors get to play in was also
mm,
something that really drew me in. I love creating a space. I love taking you somewhere where you don't expect to go for a show. I love a concept if it works, because
mm,
a lot
mm.
of people love to do a concept and then it doesn't work and it makes no sense. But if you could take
Yeah.
but if you could take a show somewhere and almost make it make more sense, like how we're doing with Cats, I think it's really creative and interesting to see something different and not see a cookie cutter set that is of a previous show, like
Right.
a regional production or a touring show. Like, I don't like the copy paste of it all. I like being surprised, I
Yeah.
like seeing
Creating an
something
original.
different. So up at school, I interned with my professor, Scott Holdridge, who I owe everything to. Like he taught me everything I know. Um, and he really supported me while I was up at school with taking my journey, balancing both being an actor while also wanting to pursue technical design and all that.
Hmm.
And my senior thesis, I had to build a set, help paint the cabaret set. And I really, really loved it. I think my favorite part about it is just coming up with new ideas and creating a new space for a show that people might know really well, and then be able to see something new and get a different story and take a different message away and be transported into a new place.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
Thanks.
Excuse me. So now we know that you're working on the set design here. You're also performing in the show. What
Mhm.
has been the most challenging thing about this entire process?
Oof. I think the most challenging Cats is basically a ballet. You're nonstop dancing. So really putting all the choreo together, getting that stamina, getting that retention
Mm,
where it needs to be, like remembering what comes next, remembering every single move, because we really don't stop dancing until around Act Two.
jeez.
And it's not, and the big number Jellicle Ball is 15 minutes of nonstop dancing. So really being able to have that retention and getting all the moves down as clean and crisp on the counts that JoJo needs it to be was really a challenge, as well as the snow. Like the snow really put us back a couple days of rehearsal. So catching up on that and then balancing my position of being an actor in the show while also being the set designer and making sure
Hmm.
everything is moving smoothly on that front too, and that we have a set that is workable for a show like this was really like balancing the two is probably the biggest
Hmm.
challenge for me.
It's also probably a little bit of a plus too, right? Because now that
Hmm.
you're actually having the experience on stage, you can say, you know what, I can see why X, Y, and Z doesn't work. I can see why A, B, C would be better. So there's probably also a little bit of a plus there. Would you say so?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. When Jojo asked me to come on for this, we had the design and the concept ready and set before we even started rehearsals. Like we were sitting with it for about a month or so before we started. So it honestly helped a lot too, having that done so that while we're in rehearsal, we can refer back to the set and be like, okay, this is here. You could come through this pipe, or here's the car, so we were able to really form the world from the very beginning, where a lot of the time you see you get into tech week and you have to change a lot of stuff because of the set,
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
this way we were able to kind of combine the two and jump that step.
Excellent.
Mm.
And so, what drew your inspiration for your cat set design?
um Probably my biggest inspiration was Coney Island.
Really?
Yeah. I wanted to do something different but still classic. you know People are going to expect to see the junkyard. So I still wanted that junkyard feel, but I wanted to
Hmm.
take it into a more fun twist, So I went to JoJo and I was like, what if we did something different, but still true to the nature of what the show is? And from there, we came up with doing a carnival circus-esque type of cats, but in a rundown, as if Coney Island had its own junkyard where all the broken rides or the broken amusement things went. So it creates almost a creepier, like
Hmm.
cynical feeling to it because you have like a creepy clown face, and the circus drapes that are all worn and tattered because it's as if a circus or carnival came through to this town and then left all the stuff that broke and was run down after it's run and left. So the concept we came up with was that this carnival came in and all these performers had their own cats. So each cat almost represents a performer that you would see at the carnival. Like Rum Tum Tugger is the strong man, Jenny Anydots is the clown, Bumblerine and Demeter are these showgirls, Mistopheles is the magician, and so forth. And that they were almost abandoned too. So they live within this junkyard that they still bring to life as if the carnival is still there.
I love that. Honestly, that
Yay.
was the most excited I've now been for this show. 'Cause I didn't know anything about it. Like when I
Mhm.
I love hearing the level of intention that people take in what they do. Because I think we don't talk about creatives enough
Mhm.
and how creative like that process is. This is not just people just sitting down saying, "Oh, well this looks cute." No, like there's a lot of thought that goes into that
Yeah.
process also, and I love hearing that. Thank you
Mhm.
for that. Thank you for
Of
sharing that.
course.
Let's talk about you as a choreographer as well. What was the
Yeah.
last show you choreographed? Was it Once Upon a One More Time?
So technically, yeah. At the same time I was doing Once Upon a One More Time, I was also doing Pinkalicious
Okay, yeah,
for the
yes.
children's theater. So I
Mm-hmm.
was doing those at the same time. Um, but I feel, yeah, Once Upon a One More Time for CM and Pinkalicious were my last two here. I also did Annie at my middle school, and we're
Hmm.
currently doing Beetlejuice.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Are you looking to do that more? Like, what do you prefer? Do you have a preference?
I feel like I go 50-50. I love being a performer. I love being
Hmm.
on that stage. I love being able to play a character and just put it all out there. But at the same time, I also love teaching and like creating the show. I'm very fortunate. I get to work with my aunt at the middle school. So like we're on
Hmm.
the production team together. So it's a lot of fun being able to do that. But I've been really finding a deeper passion in choreographing, especially with my middle schoolers.
Mm.
It's very rewarding.
Yeah, it sounds like you really like to like just work with children and
Hmm.
in all facets. Like, do you like performing for them as well?
Yeah, yeah. I do children's theater too, and it's almost more fulfilling than doing a main stage because all these kids are in the audience, they're looking up to you, they're laughing, you're giving them a really good show. And I almost think about 3-year-old me watching Cats for the first
Mm,
time,
yeah.
and I think about how these kids might now want to do this someday. It's the same with my middle schoolers when they look up to me, they come and see my shows, they get really excited knowing that I'm a performer too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that it almost drives them to want to do it themselves further down the
Yeah.
line
Yeah.
and as their profession. And I feel the arts are always a dying form, no matter how much we will always struggle, we'll have a very high period or a very low period. And just keeping the arts alive is very important to me so that further down the line, like if these middle schoolers or these kids that see children's theater, they now want to be a performer and they get to share that love in that form to further generations too.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. I love that.
Mm.
And that's what I used to like about children's theater as well. I echo all of those things.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the last children's theater show I did was James and the Giant Peach there at CM. Yeah, people don't talk
Wait,
about this show enough.
I love that show. I love the
It
movie. The
right.
movie creeped me out a bit, but that show
Movie's a
is
little
so good.
creepy because it's a darker story,
Yes.
and the movie almost gave it a even darker like
Hmm.
tone because like not the claymation like, or
Yeah.
whatever, yeah, it's kind of weird and like it's
I
actually a
used to
little
be always
off-putting.
freaked out. Yeah.
Yeah, but like this stage show is a lot brighter, a
So
lot more
cute
fun.
too.
It's yes, and the music is out of this world. I was talking
So
to
good.
because Patrick was on the show a few days ago as
Hmm.
well, and we kind of got into this because he did it Theater 3, and it's like
Hmm.
the music in there is so bright and like, but it's hard also. Like you're
Uh-huh.
talking like main stage quality music in a children's theater show.
Yeah.
And it's like if there was some way to get people to understand that this show it does work for adults and like to get adults to go see it, they would be thrilled with what they
Hmm.
would actually see. But like it doesn't get the respect that it deserves.
No, never. And I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of the like current children's theater shows, like the newer ones too that are being put out,
Hmm.
are the when you think of children's theater, you're like, oh, this is going to be a kid show. Like I'm not going to be interested in it. But the
Hmm.
way they're making them now, it's more than just that. You're getting the storyline that a children's theater show needs. You're captivating the kids while it's still being at a main stage level. I'm currently in Descendants, and it does not
Yeah.
feel like children's theater at all. Like we're dancing our butts off on there. We're telling really hard stories, and giving really good messages to kids
Hmm.
while also like having fun. It's very
Yeah.
upbeat, very high level, not step touches or box steps that people would assume from a children's theater,
Right.
which is
Right.
like the stigma I really feel like needs to be broken around children's theater because there are adult performers still doing the craft and it's not step touches and box steps. Like
Right.
we're doing full on choreo and giving you a show, but influencing the youth.
Right. And
It's
in
still the
full
same.
costume too. It's not like we're
Yes.
getting up there doing some hokey little dance and wearing a t-shirt and jeans.
No.
It's like no, like there's
No.
still just as much
Yeah,
effort put
with
into
a full
those.
set, everything,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know?
And how has your experience been with Descendants over at that's at the Argyle, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. This is actually our second run of it. I was in the
Okay.
original last year and then they had us come back because of how well it went.
Hmm.
It's it is a lot of fun. I'm up there, I'm doing the show 4 times a week, depending
Wow. It's a
on
lot.
ed reps. We like last week I did I think a 6 show week because they'll like sell the theater to we'll get tickets in for schools. So school trips will come in as well. So we'll have like our public performances and then we'll have the weekday morning ones too.
Oh, okay.
So and this
That's a
one
lot.
does well. The kids love Descendants. They love
Right.
seeing those purple and blue wigs on that stage.
Yeah.
So it definitely, and it's a tiring one. That's another one JoJo directed and
Oh,
choreographed.
excellent.
And something JoJo does is he always says this whenever I do a children's theater show with him, is that he's not directing and choreographing a children's show. He's doing it at the same level. You're going to be doing double pirouettes because that's going to make a kid go, whoa. you know?
Yeah.
Like you're doing full choreo that you would in a main stage, and you're acting as if you are in one while having just a fun storyline. That's
Yeah.
essentially all children's theater really is. It's a
Hmm.
more fun story instead
Yeah.
of like the sad ones that we usually do, like
Right.
Jekyll and Hyde and such, you know?
Hmm.
Your kids are
Hmm.
not seeing Rent.
Right. Right.
But yeah.
And it's actually been doing pretty well over there, right? They just extended the run?
Yeah, so
Yes.
we're right now we're with the Newsy set, and then it continues on over Prince of Egypt.
Okay. That's going
Yeah.
to certainly bring some changes there. Now, I saw
Hmm.
there was an audition posting, like for people who
Yeah.
are looking to join the cast. Does that mean you're going to have a big switch up? Is it, there were a lot of characters listed. I don't know how many people are actually in Descendants. I'm not super familiar.
Yeah,
Um,
so the second run is now open to a fresh new cast. My
okay.
cast currently is not returning.
All
Um,
right. Hmm. And why is that?
um, I think as a whole, I can't speak for everyone within the company, but pretty much my cast is very, very, very close, and we all agree on the same things. We're standing up for ourselves as performers in a professional setting. Um, as children's theater performers, you still deserve the same respect as any other performer out there, even a main stage.
Mhm.
And I really think with children's theater on Long Island that things need to change. You know, how actors are treated, the standard that we're held at being equal to those as a main stage, but the treatment set upon us should also reflect that too.
Okay.
Um, a
How do
lot of
you?
people
Go ahead.
a lot of people forget that like this isn't our only job. Unfortunately, it doesn't pay enough to have it as our life sustaining profession. A
Hmm.
lot of us are on double duty or even triple duty. Like, I
True.
find my income from not only children's theater, but from teaching, choreographing, doing the designs for CM, for also bartending. I have late nights, I have my school day times two. So, a lot of it is realizing that there's a balance with your actors and that needs to be respected too. I have a
Yeah.
castmate who is a mom, she's got her kids to take care of too,
Hmm.
Um, but all in all, as a cast collective, we're trying to stand up for the other people who eventually will come into children's theater actors as a whole, actors, period, as a whole. I don't want to just say children's theater actors because
Right.
we do both. We do everything. We're still human beings, we're still actors that are acting at the same level as a main stage.
Yeah.
We have the same talent levels where we're all pulling from the same field and pool, So, um, right now, we are speaking up, standing up for each other, creating a collective so that that behavior doesn't continue and repeat and cause a cycle.
Right. Okay. There's something that you said in there that really resonated with me in that a lot of people trying to make ends meet here on Long Island, especially doing theater here,
Mhm.
we're not just doing any one thing, right? You're choreographing, you're teaching at a middle school, you're doing set design, you also tend bar, right?
Yeah.
So like, it's all these little different things that kind of make up like how we're able to afford to like be functioning adults on this very expensive island. So what exactly do you think in which ways do you think children's theater actors are not respected in the same way to like a main stage group?
Yeah, I think there's such like we've been saying, like toss the same words out over and over again,
Hmm.
but like there is such a stigma around children's theater actors, like that it's not the same. So therefore, that is reflected also in pay. We're making not nearly enough as we should. We get a stipend per show that then we get paid biweekly, and paychecks are only around like $300 a week, depending on how many shows You do. And
Right.
that's biweekly. So for every 2 weeks, you're getting 300. That's not as giving and supporting as it should be. Just
Mm-hmm.
because we are performing at an earlier time doesn't mean that we're not doing the same amount of rehearsals that and rehearsal time that Mainstage would perform, that we're not doing that show. If anything, we're doing it way earlier in the morning, waking up so that and getting all this energy to put on a show for kids, you know. If anything, that story is almost more important because you're influencing younger children, the youth,
Mm-hmm.
not anyone just coming for like a Sunday dinner show almost.
Right.
Um, but then with that stigma with children's theater is that, oh, we don't have to take them as seriously because it's not a equity show or a non-union show that's on a main stage, at a
Mm-hmm.
regional house. So children's theater for us to act as if we're a main stage, but then not get the treatment that a main stage actor would receive,
Mm-hmm.
it it's confusing as almost. It's like you don't value our talents as much as you do for your main stage shows. Meanwhile, the children's theater, Descendants specifically, has outsold your main stages.
Mm.
And some of the times that will happen, like you'll have a children's theater show that really clicks and then word of mouth travels and you get those butts in those seats and people are going to want to keep coming and that's just how the cookie crumbles, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Right. Right.
But all in all, I feel like just a change needs to happen. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're still actors, we're still performing at a level higher than what you assume children's theater is, but it's
You're
almost,
putting in the same amount of work and you're also still making some sacrifices to be a part of the
yes,
process,
very
because
much.
there are other things that you're saying no to now that
Hmm.
like now mean that now you're not available for certain things, but now you're also not really getting the treatment that you deserve. Because I will
Right.
take it a step further. Like I'm kind of asking some of these questions because I am privy to a Facebook group where I saw a number of different posts, all from anonymous sources, so I don't know who actually said them,
Hmm.
but definitely hearing things about just paychecks being missed,
Yep.
or just not showing up at all, or
Hmm.
shows being added to the schedule with
Yep.
less than 24 hours notice. And it's like, if you're going to do that, then there also should be this expectation that you're going to take care of the people that you're asking so much of.
Correct.
So I appreciate
Yeah.
you trying to keep it positive, because you kind of kept it sweet. But it sounds like there's a lot of
Yeah.
bitterness around this situation, and it's unfortunate because as an organization that is relying on the community to keep its doors open, right? Because like we mentioned before, you mentioned before, that the arts is always something that's always going to struggle, right? So like there's no doubt in my mind that there are some challenges with the theaters that we work at keeping their doors open. However, if you are still requesting the work of people and you told them that they can expect X, Y, and Z, then you have to meet them there. You
Hmm.
do not get to make money off of people and then promise them on the hopes and dreams of a promise, right, that you don't actually fulfill, and that's extremely like problematic to me.
Yeah. It's
Um,
upsetting too. Like, I could speak for a couple of us that we're long-standing, like, actors at the Argyle. Like we've been
mm-hmm,
doing their shows for a while on like back to back with no breaks. Some of us like we will go from one show to the next for you and like honestly in the beginning I loved it. Like I found my safe space at the Argyle. I made amazing friends doing shows there. Like I
mm-hmm,
met some really really great people being able to do that contract, and it's just upsetting to see when you have those staple people that are always doing your show that you can treat them so poorly, you know? And
yeah,
from that Facebook post alone, it was very disheartening to see how many people had the same experience.
yeah. It didn't
And
sound like this
like,
was an isolated thing.
no,
Like you had
like it
one person
wasn't
that's
just us,
right. You
Like,
saw whoever started the
yeah,
conversation, but reading through those comments, I actually read some things that were actually worse than what the original poster had on there.
Yeah.
Like some things I wouldn't necessarily want to get into because I've not been there. I certainly don't know these things, but when enough people corroborate a story, um, what is
There
that
has to
saying? Where
be
there's
truth
smoke, there's
behind it.
fire. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Mm.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Let's lighten things up here. Tell me one of your favorite on stage or your funniest moments on
Oh
stage.
my God. Wait,
Um,
okay. I have a couple,
you have
Kyle.
a
I came
couple.
prepared. I came prepared. Um, Another really funny, embarrassing story I have from being on stage was in Greece.
Mm.
Um,
The much ballyhooed Grace Wellington.
and it was right after, or it's right before We Go Together, which is the Act One closer. And
Mm-hmm.
it's when they're all asking the girls to the dance. And Roger asks Jan to go to the dance, and she like jumps into his arms and he spins her. And Evan was throwing me around like a little doll. I felt so tiny and skinny. Um, but I jump into Evan's arms and Evan starts spinning and my shoe flies off into the pit. And
Excellent.
instead of, yep, during a show, like full audience, sold out house, standing room only. And instead of like not addressing it, just letting it happen, I decided to yell, "My shoe!" And then the cast proceeds to break. I get lowered down, and then instead of just letting it go, like the shoe was fully in the pit. Like it was on Andrew
It's over.
Lenahan's lap. Like it was done. It was over.
Yeah,
Sam Free was conducting with it. Like shoe gone.
it's
I
gone.
couldn't retrieve it. I instead decided then to take my other shoe off and toss it like full, like
Yeah,
not off to the closest side of the stage, down the length of the stage into the wing. And then I danced We Go Together in my socks.
well, yeah, you got to get rid of it now because now you're going to be off balance. Yeah,
Right.
even more likely to go down.
Yeah. Okay. And then
No,
last, and you could pick which ones you pick, cut what you want.
we like
My
them.
last favorite, like funny, awkward moment on stage was in A Christmas Carol. Um, we had a bunch of kids in that show, notoriously,
Yeah,
and I was the only adult dancer in your number
that's very true.
in a slew of children. However, here's the thing. Some of them were taller than me.
That is also true.
Yeah, but I will
Yes.
always love like doing that show, and we'll be doing our little tap number and you would go, "Let's hear for the kids." And Shay.
Yes, because I would
It was the
always
best.
forget that you were in it too, because some of them were taller than you. So, like, I always just
Yes.
imagine myself, I'm on stage with a bunch of kids, and I looked over, and like when I said that, you made the very first time I said it was during a rehearsal. I said, "Oh, look at all these kids," and then you made this face like, "And Shay."
Right.
Yeah, that was really fun. Oh
Yeah.
God, excellent. No, I liked all those stories. I like those stories.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything lined up after Cats? I know it doesn't open until
I
the weekend, but
I know, I do, because it's a never-ending
right,
cycle,
because you
you
stay
never
busy.
stop.
Hmm.
I love to stay busy. I can't ever have a break, it seems. I will actually be playing Francine in Jersey Boys at CM. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Congratulations. Looking
Thank
forward to that
you.
too. That's another one I don't know anything about.
Oh, I
Um,
love it.
yeah, fun, fun, fun.
Yeah.
All right, so where can people follow you on social media in case they want to keep up with all of your different projects?
Yeah, of course. Pretty much all my social media is the same handle:
Hmm.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, my
Hmm.
website, anything. My website honestly has all my updated stuff. I update it weekly.
Oh, really? I didn't know you even had a
Yeah.
website. What is the
Yeah.
address?
It is Shea A. McMahon, no
Hmm.
periods, nothing. SheaAMcMahon.wixsite.com. And then all my
Excellent.
other socials are Shea A. McMahon.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. Yeah, I had to give that a gander later on. Yeah, excellent. That's
Yeah,
very
let me know how
cool.
you feel.
Yeah, so you have everything up there, like your choreography work and like your set
Yeah.
design as well.
Hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to look at that. I wish I knew that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Would have worked
That's
that
right.
into the conversation a little better. But awesome, awesome.
Mm,
Listen, thanks again for joining me on
of
here.
course.
This was great fun. Like, my cheeks literally hurt from
I
smiling
know
so
they
much.
hurt.
Yeah,
I had so
thank you.
much fun. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
Oh no, thank you for being here. And I'll see you this weekend.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't wait for you to see
Yay. I
it.
can't wait to see it too. Thank you, babe.
Of course.